So I have returned once again today to actually deliver the final stream of Initial D, the first stage. Are we good to go? They certainly are. So she have retouched episodes 25 and 26, the final episodes of Season 1 of Initial D. And as we know, episodes 23 and 24 were goddamn good as well. I like the whole entire battle between Kenta and Takumi as well. It's actually really goddamn good. It was a different kind of battle that I guess it ended a little bit too fast, but I did kind of like it. It was very different. It actually didn't really help to actually kind of bolster the idea that there's different battles in this entire series. It's not just a downhill in clear weather. It's actually it can be a downhill on weather. Actually, can be treacherous as well. So yes, we actually are heading now into the final battle between Ryosuke and Takumi. So who will win? We have to wait and see. So anyway, let's put on Twitter actually gone live. Alright, I do believe that we actually are good to go. They certainly are. It's actually a show on the road. So let's actually start this thing in 3, 2, 1. Let's start this thing absolutely now. But yeah, I mean, this show's so good. It's one of those shows that had like the best pacing in the universe. Like no episode kind of felt like it was filler. Every episode actually kind of did something. I actually kind of appreciate that show for doing it, because a lot of shows can do that. A lot of shows tend to sometimes have episodes actually kind of like downtime that's like, it's filler, bro. I don't really care about it too much. But at least this anime was, even if it was outside of racing, it did something. That's why I kind of like the show so much. It always did something more than your average show, and actually is kind of cool because of it. And it still feels fresh 20 years later. It's one of those shows that I can understand why it has such a good legacy to it, even though legacy now it has is most of the soundtrack rather than the anime itself, which is kind of depressing because, I mean, the show's so good. Just watch the show, bro. It's so good. I love it. I love it so much. It's one of those shows that I don't think they actually ever could in 3 remake it, even though I believe they tried. I don't think they could do it because it's one of those things that's so singular. But so it's good because of it. But it's one of those ones that it just works because it just feels so fresh, because nothing in this show feels dated. Every single thing in this show feels good. I mean, you could argue about the animation, but animation doesn't really matter once the actual storyline is this goddamn good. So it's the only thing you could probably say is dated probably is animation, but does it matter? Not really. I mean, let's not be hasty here, boy. We don't know what's gonna happen yet. It's not just say, oh, you won't lose. You just don't know, bro. It's actually kind of like that. It's that whole entire idea that they're very kind of humble as well. The same thing with Ryosuke as well. Ryosuke is kind of like the big bad guy of this whole entire like series, technically speaking. But he's not really. He's actually just he's like, I might lose one day. You gotta understand that. It's not one of those things that I can keep this going with the rest of the whole entirety of my lifetime. No, I'm gonna lose one day. Just accept that whole entire idea. They're extremely humble. The same thing with Takumi as well. He's humble enough that he actually doesn't freely say, I might lose. I like that about him. Amongst other things, he's a really good character in his own way, but that's actually kind of one of the best things about him. He's extremely kind of outside of everything about this whole entire world. which in its own way does then kind of like it would in theory anger everyone else around him because he feels so distant from this whole entire world. It makes sense why everyone would in theory kind of be like, bro, don't be doing that. It's kind of stupid. I understand what they mean because it's one of those things that's kind of very true. In a way, Takumi's kind of like not a part of this world, and actually he's just kind of there, and everyone else is kind of like, I'm putting my pride on the line, bro. Why are you here? Essentially, that's interesting. It's an interesting kind of contrast, and I actually kind of appreciate the show for doing it. Not very often you actually see that, and I actually kind of like the show for doing it. Also, Itsuki's a bro as well. That's a major thing the whole entire show as well. Itsuki's a bro. The aurora in this scene is like incredible, bro. Feeling it. Kind of love how he's just kind of like, you've learned so much. He's kind of like, why just do this quite often? It's just overestimate me, bro. Here, I just drive a lot. This show has made me really want to get into driving now. But the only problem is the only car that drives an 8.6, which is an issue because I actually have no idea when I actually can get one over here. And for a decent amount of money because I imagine this show kind of like hiked the price of these cars. You also appreciate Bunter as well. He's great. Man's crazy enough to actually do a drift and actually smoke at the exact same time. Not a lot of men can do that. If I remember correctly, season 2 is shorter. It's only 12 episodes or 13, while this one's 26. And season 3 is in film, and then season 4 is 26. And season 5 itself is 5, if I remember correctly. Plus there's also the 3 Legend movies as well. There's also those, while also them being the live action, and I think an OVA or something. I think it's a whole entire Dimensional D to cover, if I remember correctly. Bruh, the Aurora is so strong, the actual car turned 3D. Man, imagine if they actually made this show nowadays. It'd just be ray tracing on the 8.6. Just be ray tracing everywhere. It has got a lot of tension this whole entire episode. Like, even though I imagine the tension is probably like bruh levels in the actual world itself, even outside it's kind of like bruh. The tension, it's getting to me. I'm feeling it. I mean, let's just keep optimistic. So actually might in theory happen. This show also makes me want to go and actually play the arcade game right now as well. But there's no arcades near me, which kind of sucks. I don't think any arcade actually holds an initial D cabinet. You could buy one. They're 12 grand though, which kind of sucks. They really do nail how tense the actual episode actually is, and everything that's actually going on in this episode as well. They nail it really damn well. Because it is really tense. This whole entire scene, episode, everything. Because 10 minutes in, they haven't even raced yet. I'm just kind of like, bruh, I'm on the edge of my seat. I do believe everyone should actually watch Initial D though. Everyone should in theory watch Initial D at some point. It's just so goddamn good. And they're off. And they're off, boys. See, I have no idea whether or not like an early win is not an early win, an early lead is actually a good idea in this episode. Whether or not it's one of those ones that will signal kind of like fear later on. See? That's the problem. It's that whole entire idea of like, it's a possibility that if he actually gets ahead straight away, there's that idea that Ryota actually might pull something at the end that actually doesn't then put him in the lead. Do also kind of like that actually showing you more of like the carb on it and stuff like that. Go, bro. I like to show you more the car bonnet and stuff like that, showing actually how tense it is. Goddamn, Fast and Furious wish it was this tense. Especially Fast Goddamn 8, with the whole scene when they actually just shield Dominic Toretto with the goddamn car so it actually won't burn. It's like, bruh. Bruh. What's going on here? Okay, come on. I can suspend my disbelief enough, but that's just going too far. In the end, maybe Fast and Furious is just a pale version of Initial D. That's a revelation of the century. But I like how Takumi actually does move adapt really quickly as well. That's the other thing to note as well. Like, he really does adapt really quickly to every single like race he's currently in. It's basically like he's doing it because he actually knows what he's doing, but at the same time he adapts really well to those around him. Oh, what's happening here? What's he gonna do? I do like how he applied the theory, though. The theory itself was kind of like, yeah, but he's not wrong. It's like your brain just kind of sitting there going, huh? But you're like, well, he's not technically wrong in what he's saying. Who would have thought it actually turned one arsehole and one kind of okay dude into actually like two pretty cool dudes? Who would have known? I didn't. I wasn't here for that, but I'm actually glad. Bruh, so close. That was so close. I felt that. I actually felt that. That's the problem. It's like it's not the best of all things right now for him being ahead. Because theoretically speaking, the actual races themselves are very cat and mouse, aren't they? Theoretically speaking. it all matters that one corner that does in theory then kind of dictate whether or not they win the race. That's the issue. That's the problem here. So actually kind of like they actually are actually looking at that whole entire because it actually is very true. I guess that's kind of the issue, that we haven't technically known about it, but it's actually kind of valid. The idea what it's like to actually be ahead in a race, which actually doesn't very then, it does then kind of make sense to why people actually kind of screw up later on, because it does in theory get to you. The harder you try to get away from the actual opponent, the more intimidating they actually do in theory seem. So you're kind of like, what the hell do I do? And then actually that's when mistakes start to happen. That's how we always see mistakes actually happen in the show. And Takumi actually kind of get past them, or in certain cases actually win the race because they actually does in theory kind of just do something even better, to be honest. So practically speaking, it makes sense. Ooh, close, 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 very close. I felt that corner. I felt that corner. I was like, oh shit, that corner's way too close. The problem is that's what Ryosuke wants as well. Ryosuke wants that whole entire idea. He thrives off the entire concept. Maybe in the end, Takumi actually can in theory keep his cool, but at the same time, it's that whole entire fear. So I do actually kind of like that she are looking at that idea. Oh no. Oh no, what's gonna happen here? What's gonna happen here? Is he gonna lose? Is he gonna win? Who knows? Who knows? It's the draw of fate, as they say, when it comes to this kind of show. You just don't know what's gonna happen, bro. Who knows? Who knows, bro? I don't. I'm just kind of scared. But yeah, I do actually kind of like that they do actually look at the idea of actually the mental side of the entirety of the race, because it is kind of valid. Like, especially if you look at the idea of the other races we've kind of it's very valid actually, I should say, but not kind of valid. I would say kind of, and I mean really. it's very valid because you actually do in 3 then view the entire races we've seen thus far. That does in 3 tend to actually kind of happen. If the 8-6 is this mythical creature that how everyone actually kind of does in 3 making out to seem to be, you would then understand that if you can't get him off your tail, it would start to kind of get to you. It'd be like, shit, what the hell do I do? Every single thing I try, it's just kind of gonna make him get closer to me. And that's when people resort to kind of deck tricks we've seen with like Shingo and then also the mistakes in the other kind of episodes as well. It's that whole entire idea. Like 8-6 has always been that kind of mythical creature. It's always kind of caused people to actually kind of screw up. In this kind of context, it's a reverse way. Takumi's trying to keep his cool, though it seems as if he can't. He's actually starting to actually kind of realize this is actually too much for me. And actually, possibly then, it kind of makes you fearful that he might actually lose the race because he might screw up someplace. Because once you actually start to break, then mistakes start to actually kind of come to fruition because you can't necessarily actually kind of just keep your mind on the road and actually just keep on going because it's impossible. So I like that whole entire aspect about this whole entire show because it's very valid. It's a very valid idea that that stuff like that would actually kind of happen. You just don't know what's going to happen next, and that can in very kind of transpire. So good job, anime. That was actually really well done. In a way, Takumi's become everyone else, then Ryosuke's actually become Takumi in that way. Oh, final episode, boys. Final episode now. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? I don't know. Who knows? I don't. So scared. Let's get through Funimation's actual logo first before we actually start. God damn it, thank you. God damn it. Right, let's put on to actually watch episode 26. Right, let's get this show on the road. On the pun, I guess, as well. So start this thing in 3, 2, 1. Start this thing absolutely now. Still get an opening though. We still get an actual opening as well. So yeah, this episode's actually kind of scary now because you don't actually necessarily know the actual outcome. Though granted, beforehand you don't really know the outcome either. But even more so now because you have who's an otherwise kind of like pro, like the pros of pros essentially, like the guy who's like psyched out the entire like race. He's on a different vibe completely. He's somewhere else. This boy is somewhere else, and you kind of just sit there going, oh shit, how's he gonna do this? Even more so than beforehand. Like beforehand you're like, oh shit, how's he gonna get out of this? But like now you're just kind of like, shit, how would he get out of this one? And I kind of like that because it's really unpredictable. This whole entire show is unpredictable as all hell. It's like there's no sense that he actually can in theory win. Like there's no sense that oh yeah, by the way, he's got this. No, because one false move and he's basically screwed up. It's less like a shonen anime in that way. Like how in shonen anime, there's always the outcome that you know probably good will be evil, and sometimes it's not the case in all manga, but sometimes you do in theory see that good does in theory prevail over evil. In this context, there's no evil, so to speak. But still, there's that idea that you understand at the end of it, probably the protagonist at this point will win, but later on will actually win. Here, it's that whole entire idea, which is like, oh shit, is he gonna win this all the time? There's no sense like, oh yeah, he's got this one. He's okay. Nah, bro. It's because hello konbanwa, and also ohayo gozaimasu, genki desu ka? So yeah, it's one of those things that you constantly always are on edge because the drivers are on edge as well, but even more so because that you understand what Ryosuke is also doing. You also then understand what it's also then doing to Takumi as well. So even a false drift at some point might very cause like a crash as well. It's that whole entire idea. It's just every single like infinite detail in this episode is just terrifying. The other thing I actually probably see him doing is the inert drift. That's probably the only thing I can probably say that might in theory keep him off his tail. Because at that point there's technically no way for him to actually overtake him. Specifically speaking, you know there's going to be a corner at some point that will in theory be the be-all end-all of the entire race. There's going to be a corner somewhere that's going to be the be-all end-all. So at that point you're kind of wondering, like, how is he going to keep him his tail? The only way you can probably do it is with a inert drift, I probably would say. Or I guess if you actually can in theory pull off as well a continuous drift. That's literally the only thing I could probably think of that you actually probably couldn't really do, that actually then just get him off his tail for just a slight bit. It probably won't do that much, let's be real, but it'd probably do something. That's the major thing. He's messed it up. He's messed it up. He's messed up. See this is what happens. And there you go. That's what happens. Sometimes you do in theory. That's what happens. But the only thing I can actually probably say that there might in theory be a turn that will be the be-all end-all of Ryosuke as well, because we still don't necessarily know whether or not he actually might in theory do something. Old Takumi. This is actually really goddamn tense. It's like, just, you're on the edge, you're like, I know I don't appear to be on edge of my seat, but I'm currently, like physically I'm there. I was on, and physically and, like, spiritually, I'm actually on the edge of my seat right now. But let's be real, bro. This just isn't, like, this isn't over. As soon as he actually says this race is over, there has to be something, bro. See, Takami's actual, like, burrow's got the right idea. Oh, good timing, actually, then. Very good timing. Man, feeling it. It's got to be one corner. There has to be at least one corner. It's got to be the one screw-up corner. I swear to God, it has to be at least one. That's what the issue was with Takumi being ahead. With Takumi being ahead, it kind of leads to the possible outcome of, like, of him screwing up, because the actual, like, the thought of being ahead too much, actually not be able to get Ryosuke off his back, will actually even really get to him. It did. The problem is also then possibly being behind him as well is also a massive issue. Because he would probably wind the gap too much, actually, and then Takumi can't actually in theory get ahead of him. So it's that whole entire, like, I guess it's the lesser of two evils, as they say, with him being ahead and actually then losing the lead. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Because his tires won't have an issue because they're used to them. We're used to the whole entire scenario. I guess. Possibly, maybe. Oh shit, it's two. It's a gamble, bro. Is the gamble worth it? That's the real question. Is the gamble worth it? There is big pressure in this episode. It's like, this is like end of arc, end of entire series level of pressure, which it kind of is. It's the end of the series and end of arc as well, so it kind of makes sense, but... Oh, is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? Oh. Oh, he's on his tail. He's on his tail. What's he gonna do? Ooh! Ooh! Oh! Oh shit! Bruh! What's gonna happen in this corner? It's a whole lot, not for long kind of scenario though. Oh shit! Oh no! The recovery! It's the recovery! Bruh, it's the recovery! Oh! Woo! Woo! Oh, he passed him! He actually passed him! Oh, his extreme Britishness just came out just then. Shit, he actually passed him completely. Told you it was there was the one fuck up corner, isn't it? It's the one fuck up corner. And that was there's been two so far, and that was the second one. That's all or nothing, bro. It's all or nothing now. Can't believe it. The boy passed him. I'm so proud of him. It's actually it's such a slick pass as well. It's the problem. God, this show is so fucking good. God, I fucking love this show. It's so good. God. I love Bunter so much. He's so good. That was one heck of a race. God damn. I was like, he ain't gonna win this. And the boy did it. The boy actually went, you know what, fam? Screw you, and actually just passed him. I was like, bruh. Amazing turn that was. Amazing turn of events as well. Rose is kind of like, well shit. And Takami's kind of like, well shit. It's very true. It's just kind of like, well, boy, you were fast. Good job. Takami deadass won. The boy won. He won. The boy won. Like when you see a person win, you're like, hey, they won. They did a good win. But god damn it, did Takami actually win that goddamn race? He won it. He goddamn won it. Man, this show's so fucking good. I fucking love it. God. I would love more people to actually pick this up because it is legitimately like really goddamn good as a show. It is. It's like, I know the soundtrack's like this kind of like a big thing because the soundtrack actually is goddamn bops, but the anime itself, it bops. This anime be bopping. This anime bops and slaps. So I guess the real question will always be: will Mako actually go on a date with Iketani though? Will there be that event? Man, this show's so fucking good. I was there like 10 times already, but God, the show's good. You know when you kind of just get that show that's just like, oh, it's so good, you can't stop saying it's so good. It's this show. It's impossible not to say every single 5 minutes because you're just like, god damn, this show just does something. It's like JoJo levels of hype for cars. That's why that's the best way to describe it. It's like my hype level for JoJo every single month, and also for parts 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. But actually for cars itself, it's like a JoJo. It's like my JoJo of cars, essentially. Just the hype levels I get from it. It's unmatched, bro. It's unmatched. It's like JoJo levels of hype. It's just, oh man, everything about this show is just absolutely perfect. It's like one single thing I can't say, wow, it was kind of not that great. Every single thing was just so, good. The last thing that kicked was the ending as well. I'm just kind of like, yeah, boy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy for my boy. Now on to season 2. See you again. There we go. Season 1 over. We've done it. Amazing. Amazing. God, they actually got an upgrade in season 2 though. Jesus Christ. Can't even say the words. Be looking sharp, boys. Be looking sharp. Season 2, season 1, like the boys be sharp, boys. Boys be sharp. So yeah, I mean, god damn it, that was an amazing anime. I must admit, like, god. It's just, I love how a single thing just kind of meshed together. Like, it all kind of works. It's the best way to describe it. I can't describe it any other way because I can't find the words to describe it. It's just that goddamn good. Everything just kind of works. It's kind of, yeah, this is it, bro. This is it. This is the it. This is what you've been wanting. This is what you've been wanting this whole entire time. Just a show this hype. You just don't get this very often nowadays. Like, just that corner when Takumi was kind of just took him over. I was like, bro, yeah. You don't get that. You don't get anywhere else. You just kind of, it was just the whole entire thing of him using like the gutter method as well. It's like, bruh. It was an evolution of the previous one we saw originally in like episode 4 or 5, at that area. And it's just like, I like how the race itself actually was kind of, it was tense. It was like, you were just like, is he gonna win this? Is he gonna lose? What's the race gonna do next? You just kind of like, bruh. By the end of it, it was like, he was on the edge of your seat constantly. It's just, that's how it's meant to be. It's what racing is, bro. This is what racing has to be. Just get your blood pumping. You don't stop until the very end. It's kind of like, at the end, you're like, it's so good. This show's so fucking good. I love it. Can't say it any other way. This show's so fucking good. Just please watch this show. It's so good. I told you, it's like, I haven't been this hyped since like JoJo Part 7, like fights. Like True Man's World, like that was hype. Fucking Civil War, that was hype. God damn it, this anime was constant hype the whole entire time. It's like JoJo but for cars, because the hype is just that goddamn real. It's so good. Can't wait for season 2. Actually, we'll see what happens and actually what does in theory transpire with our boys. It's gonna be fucking good. I really do hope I actually have enjoyed this whole entire series of me covering Initial D. I loved every single second of it. It was so fucking good. I say it often, but god, this show was so fucking good. So yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens in season 2. I will in theory cover it at some point, do not worry. So yeah, I mean, that has been me for the whole time with Initial D. I hope you actually have enjoyed the whole entire stream series. If you have, then do in theory leave a like, because indeed it's quite a bit. And then also, Goshicho arigatou gozaimasu. Boku no doga wo omoshiroi to omotara ine ya channel toruku wo onegaishimasu. If you have enjoyed this whole entire stream series as a whole on YouTube, then do in free. Leave a sub, because indeed it's been quite a bit. If you have enjoyed this whole entire stream series as a whole on YouTube and do in free, follow me on Twitter or join at Discord as well, because both do help me quite a lot, and both will then tell you when new streams go live and any other streams I do as well. But next time with Initial D, the second stage. See you guys later. Bye for now.